I mean, no disrespect to me, no.
Hey, no disrespect taken. Let me say this.
Yeah.
I think you have what it takes.
I do?
I don't.
Timmy No Brakes came in like a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble and popped the crowd and surprised everybody when he came back and did what he does best, and that is absolutely murder a room.
I think he deserves something a little more. That's like a negative horn you're giving. It should be like a ba-da-bum, ba-dum-bum.
Tone, no. Give me a D.
You give him a D. Give him a D.
I don't.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a D. That was a D. They nailed that one that time. That was a D. Slide into my DM. I had Hillary Duff slide into my DMs. More like Hillary Muff. That bitch has a vagina.
When Timmy No Brakes came out, I was a little bit shocked, I won't lie to you. I saw the YouTube comments saying that Timmy No Brakes was going to be coming back in 2 months. Tony gave him a real nice intro and said that this man is undeniable pretty much and that he may be the next big thing.
This is only his second appearance ever on the show. A disruptor of the force of natural moving comedy. Some people are saying the next big thing. I present to you the long-awaited return of Timmy No Brakes.
And that is huge for Tony to say, especially after his first appearance on the show, where Tony didn't really give him much, but he's willing to bring somebody back when the fans want them and when he could be a draw. You got to give Tony Hinchcliffe credit for this. Either himself or one of his interns reads the comments for him so he knows what the people want to see. And by the end of his set, Timmy No Brakes was officially named the most recent golden ticket winner of the show.
Timmy No Brakes. Let it be known that at this moment, I am, without a doubt, registering you, and you don't need it. You are the newest official golden ticket winner of Kill Tony.
Before we talk more about Timmy No Brakes and his set and what makes him just so special, here's just a tiny bit of a look at what Timmy No Brakes brought to the stage on Monday.
Who's ready for the best fucking minute of their lives? What do you do for a living? You're a student? Not what I'm looking for. And you, what do you do for a living? Time check? I'm just trying to find a natural way into this fucking sushi chef joke. Does anybody work at an airport sushi restaurant? I mean, I relinquish my time.
Wow.
It's hard to explain just why that kind of set would be hilarious, but where Timmy No Brakes shines is during the interview. He started off hot by telling Tony that he wanted Dane Cook on the panel for his return to the show, but instead he got Ryan O'Neal and Chris O'Connor, and he looked at Ryan O'Neal and asked if he was indeed that man and gave him a photo of his niece's volleyball team.
I told you I wanted Dane Cook.
You have to settle for Chris O'Connor and Ryan O'Neal tonight.
You're Ryan O'Neal?
Yeah.
This is for you. Got your ass. That's a picture of my niece's volleyball team. Oh, rush this man!
Very Casey Rocket-esque here. This was a very funny moment, but not even the funniest moment from the interview. He had a funny interaction with the band. Whatever Timmy asked for, Timmy got. Tony Hinchcliffe is giving Timmy No Brakes complete creative control. He was calling for spotlights. Probably the highlight of the night for me was when he told Tony that he thought that he had what it takes, and he invited him to open for Timmy No Brakes at the Lucky Duck open mic.
I think you have what it takes. I don't. I want you to open for me at Lucky Duck open mic.
Lucky Duck open mic. No ceiling, no audience, and no breaks.
Yeah.
There was also a moment in the show where Tony asked him where he was from originally, and Timmy No Brakes said that you already asked me that, and then Tony asked what he missed from New Jersey. He missed the mornings, and during this part, he almost breaks.
Fucking walking up to bitches saying, hey, bitch!
And then at the very end of Timmy No Brakes' set, Tony asked, is there any questions that you have for me? And then he hit Tony with the question that Tony hits every single bucket pull out of anything in your entire life. What's the most interesting thing about you? And Tony couldn't answer the question.
Take your entire life, Tone. What's the most interesting thing about you? Go.
Probably that I'm...
It's not easy, is it, bitch? Yay.
Couldn't have been any better. Like I said, it was almost like a WrestleMania type of return, Royal Rumble return that you don't expect, and something that really saves what otherwise would have been a real bad show. But Timmy No Brakes is a show stealer, and people will tune in just for this man. And I'm excited to see where his career goes because this kid has something. I don't know what it is, but he has it. Let's go over some other familiar faces. The show opened with Mr. Collin Sledge, who I really enjoy. His delivery and his cadence is very Anthony Jeselnik-esque, but his jokes that he delivers in this calm demeanor almost makes him a little bit scary, but his scariness and his awkwardness makes it funny. He discussed how it was tough for him to talk to girls when he was younger, and his dad said, "You gotta remember, girls are more afraid of you than you are of them," which was a great joke for his persona and for his character that he's trying to portray on stage, because just those words coming out of his mouth felt so eerie.
My dad used to tell me, it's important to remember that girls are more afraid of you than you are of them. Like one time my parents found this girl's panties in my bedroom. My dad confirmed, he's like, "So you think you're a girl, huh?"
I'm a big fan of Collin Sledge and just his style of comedy. His delivery and his cadence are perfect. Collin Sledge started the show. Ari Matti ended the show with William Montgomery being on the shelf. Ari Matti does another 2-minute set. I understand Tony's point about how he technically does double the work doing these 2-minute sets, but if this show has a format, why do we not make everybody stick to the format? Why does not everybody do a 1-minute set? At least it is Ari Matti doing these 2-minute sets, because he does do a good job with these longer sets. A lot of his jokes that he brings on to Kill Tony have a lot of setup. The payoff to those setups are often really good. And this time around, he talked about how everybody knows about the boy best friend that a girl that you're talking to has, and how he's just kind of casually waiting on the bench.
You ask her about Dylan, she's like, "Dylan?" And then you meet Dylan, you look into his eyes. He ain't gay. He's on the bench, fucker. Next week, I'm sucking Dylan off. Just to see if it's true.
Everything that you've seen from him, his entire run, was in the set. However, I would be lying to you if I didn't say that this bucket was cursed before Timmy No Brakes stepped onto the stage. But on the bright side, we got a lot of hilarious bad bucket pulls that at least bombed in a way that were memorably bad. The one that stuck out the most to me had to have been Patrick Lake, who ends up getting a big joke book, mostly for his interview and being so candid.
You celebrate by burning every joke you've ever written and starting from absolute scratch. Hell? I'd imagine that if you die and go to hell, you're the full-time comedian and you just keep doing your act 24 hours a day.
They got into the topic of him being divorced. This is where he kind of shined in the interview. She caught an STI. He found messages on her computer about people wanting to meet up in the woods. And she is a Portuguese woman, and apparently in Portugal, hookers meet up in the woods. The hardest set to get through out of all the bucket pulls was Wisdom Anderson. It was clear that Mr. Wisdom did not have a set when he came out on stage. He said that he was going to riff and that he didn't prepare a set because we had to pay for that, and this was free.
Where'd y'all find her at? God damn. Let's get to the minute. Y'all looking at me like, this nigga is not fucking funny. But I like to get into the riffing and shit. I wasn't gonna come up with a fucking set. Y'all gotta pay me for that. This shit for free.
And then he went on to say that his name wasn't Wisdom, it's Elgin. And Connor said that that name sucks. Tony couldn't get him to answer a question for the life of him, and it was just bugging him to no end. I could just see him gritting his teeth. For example, he asked him how long he's been doing stand-up, and he said he's been funny his whole life. And he kept going on about how he gets paid for real jokes and he wouldn't do a set on a show like Kill Tony. And Chris O'Connor goes, "Now that's wisdom." And Red Band kept hitting him with fire alarm noises, and it was hilarious because it was another black man who did not notice the fire alarm noises that Red Band was continuously playing. He said that he hasn't had sex in roughly 276 days and that he doesn't have a ring on because he has to get laid somehow, and everybody was booing him after that. And then he ends up getting kicked off the stage, not getting anything, not a little joke book, after he said, "You know know women want to fuck me, Tony. Just proves to be super unlikable. Surge AM was also a classic great Kill Tony bomb. He was the first bucket pull of the night. Talked about how his sister works for Chick-fil-A and she's gay, so she is a LGBT CIA agent. Tony didn't get this. Chick-fil-A, I think, notoriously is a Christian restaurant. That would be against their values to be a gay person. And Tony was really hung up on this. If Surge just explained that part to Tony, he would at least just have gone past it. But he didn't say that. He just said, oh, I liked how the letters sounded. And if this is something that he genuinely did not know, then that's even more funny, that he just liked how the letters sounded. The last bad but still kind of fun to watch bucket pull was Michah Brown, who was almost certainly on hard drugs when he was up there. Did a whole minute about anal and light bulbs in the ass, and apparently he's been doing comedy for 5 years. He tried to tell a story about how he got his foot fucked by a woman. That was the reason he could not go back to work. He also went canoeing in Maine and was in a metal music video. That's like the pinnacle of life. And those were kind of the fun, bad bucket pulls. However, there were 2 good bucket pulls. Mason Bird was the first of which. He saved the show from not having any good bucket pulls.
I look like a school shooter the other day that shoots insulin instead of bullets. Your least favorite part of a school shooting would be missing lunch. I can personally relate to Rosa Parks. It's when I'm walking through the center of an airplane. Motherfucker better not sit next to me, dude.
He talked about eating a lot and how he used to be 500 pounds. We heard some of his meals that he would get from different fast food restaurants. I believe the day before, he said that he got 2 regular snack wraps, 2 hot and spicy snack wraps, 2 McDoubles, and a large fry. He also said that when he would order a lot of food, that he would order 2 drinks, so they think it's for 2 people. That also was a pretty fun bit. And then finally, the last good bucket pull, and I believe it was the last bucket pull of the night, was Bill Williams, who just had really solid stage presence.
I like watching murder shows. The actors are always way better looking than the real victims. But then I see the real victim, and I'm like, man. If I told you that this body gave birth to 5 children, what would you say? So I said goodbye.
He was a Mexican man, but Tony kept calling him Native American. Said that he was the funniest Native American that he knows. Brought on Sarah Sloan, Kill Tony royalty, to do a horse impression while he was pretending to ride a horse as he got a secret show invite. This episode was the Timmy No Brakes return episode, the episode that he gets his golden ticket. What'd you guys think of this episode? I gotta know. Leave it in the comment section down below. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Click the bell icon so you get notified every single time I drop a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.